I was secretary to the Treason Trial Defence Fund, which was headed by the Bishop of Johannesburg, Ambrose Reeves, and Nelson was one of the, I think there were 156 people accused, men and women of all races. The trial actually went on for 4.5 years, and during its early months I was working very closely with the accused and saw quite a bit of him then. But I then became ill and eventually came away from South Africa, but was back there in 1960 when I saw him. And it was at that time in 1960, I think, when he was really coming into his full stature as a man and a leader. He'd grown tremendously in those intervening years. I was next back in South Africa early in 1961, and Nelson then was organizing the big stay-at-home in protest in South Africa throughout the country. And it was possible to meet him because part of the public relations was organized by a close friend of his, Ruth First, so that he could meet journalists underground. And he met with the representatives of the Financial Times and the London Observer and me. We all met in a tiny little apartment in a suburb of Johannesburg with the curtains drawn. It was extraordinary to see Nelson again, this great booming voice and laughter and his pleasure at seeing us. He had gone underground to organize, but I saw him a couple of times privately because I was then writing the history of the African National Congress, and met him in a little suburban house in one of the white suburbs. And then he was remembering his childhood in the Transkei and telling me about his life for the history of the ANC and his views of the struggle.